I had to move my phone. I was getting a little low on battery. But, and let me give a little context as to where this hatred comes from. The amount of times that he's constantly poked and prodded at business that isn't his relating to me. The actions that he put towards me, making me leave because, oh my God, I didn't pay my rent. I didn't pay my rent. No! I didn't pay it. I didn't pay it 1 week. Oh God. What about the other people, and one person in particular, who I'm not going to say his name because that's my ride or die. What about him? How he didn't pay his rent for a little over a month. And he got by. He stayed. That was the first time ever that happened. You even agreed to that. You agreed to that. But I don't do it 1 week. I don't do it 1 week. See ya. How does that make sense? What computed for that with you? Oh, I know what it is. You all have history. You all were in the pen together. You all did time together. So you're going to give a little more leeway. That's fine. But don't lie to me like you do. That's all I ask. It's whatever though. But then you see I come into work because of an altercation from a domino effect action from you. This is directed towards you now specifically. You know who you are. Call me if you have a problem with it. Anyways. Come in with a black eye. Right? Altercation handled. And then I'm not telling anybody about it because it ain't nobody's business. And then you're calling my mom, texting my mom, asking what's going on. And she thinks that I said something to you when you weren't even there. And I call you and I'm fed up with you. I didn't utter a word to you when I was packing my stuff and when I was leaving. For valuable reason. And every day you would come into work after that, I didn't utter a word to you. For a reason. But you didn't listen. You didn't take the hint. You have a really bad problem with understanding or just reading people. You're not a people person. So when I call you frustrated because you understand what you have put me through in that instance, telling you to mind your own business. Not word for word what I said. I said, mind your own fucking business. That's what I said. And then you're threatening me, saying, matter of fact, keep that same energy when I get up there. Keep that same energy. I did. I was waiting for you. You came, you punked out. You punked out. Because you had people with you you didn't want to see and then go and say something. Back at the program, did you? Back at LifeSource, you didn't want them to say a word. And then try and tell me you love me. And I told you, I don't love you. I hate you. And then you're going to give some backhanded comment. Well, I wouldn't have given you that black eye. Well, maybe if you wouldn't have fucking put me in that situation, it wouldn't have happened. If you could have just held your fucking tongue for another week. And then I see you the last day I'm there. I don't want your help. I don't want you to answer for me. So when someone asks me a question, I don't want you to open your fat mouth. In the words of President Washington to Thomas Jefferson in Hamilton, to Alexander Hamilton in Hamilton, talk less, listen more. It's simple, but you didn't do that. And then when I tell you that if either of us wanted your opinion, that we would ask, when someone asks me what's going on, what happened to my eye, that doesn't mean you answer. And you don't come back behind me while I'm walking away to tell me if I ain't got nothing nice to say, then to shut the fuck up. And that you aren't the one. You're right, dude. You aren't the one. You aren't anything. You really aren't. That's my story. A lot of good times there too. Met a lot of talented people there. A lot of gifted people who were knowledgeable in art, in music, in the Word of God. People that I could resonate with. People that I helped push in the right direction too. Because I gave, and the way I view it, God didn't want me there maybe for the 9 months. Maybe he didn't want me there for that long. But maybe he wanted me there to help give people who have lived on the other side of that fence a different perspective, a perspective of someone who hasn't had any legal issues, of someone who has a more, I guess, innocent outlook on life, on how things should be handled, on situations. And a lot of people help me with a lot of things in my life. And I'm forever thankful for that. Truly. Thankful for the people there. The people active in the program, the men's director, the woman who had to handle every little bit of paperwork and court dates and fees and all of that, and her husband, and I'm thankful for them. I am. But what I'm not thankful for is the way how certain staff members handled things when it came to loss, when it came to issues like that. And how they told us to not post about. Speaking of which, that whole thing with the Chomo, they told us don't even say anything about it on Facebook, any of that. Don't bring it up. Don't bring it up. Don't talk about it because you'll get in trouble. Like I said, to the person that this last little bit was directed towards, if you have a problem, call me. I'll be waiting. I will be waiting. And who knows? Memory isn't that great. But if I remember anything else, woo, be a lot more to come out. This is Dr. Denham. Hope you enjoyed the video. And to my LifeSource brothers and sisters who are struggling with the battle of recovery and bettering and self-betterment, I pray for you. I pray for all of you every night. And I hope that you are all doing well and that you know that things will get better. So please don't give up. Please don't give up. I promise things will get better. I love all of you, and I hope to God that you succeed. Truly. I love you all.